911, what is your emergency? The operator's voice was calm, routine, but the reply that came next would haunt her for years. A man's voice, ragged and shaking, filled the line. They're dead. Oh God, they're all dead. The call, made on a stormy April night in Illinois, was the first crack in a case that would spiral into one of the most chilling criminal confessions in the state's history. What started as a standard robbery at a local pawn shop unraveled into something much more sinister. And as detectives peeled back the layers, they uncovered a story of desperation, betrayal, and violence that no one saw coming. The 911 call, Panic on the Line. At 10:47 p.m., the Willington County 911 Dispatch Center received a call from an unknown male. The words were jumbled at first, breathless gasps, half-finished sentences. I didn't mean to. God, there's so much blood. Sir, I need you to slow down. Where are you? Are you hurt? The dispatcher pressed. I think I'm at Pawn Nation on Route 6. There was shuffling, a distant echoing clang of metal against tile, a deep inhale, then a sob. Oh God, I think they're dead. Everyone's dead. Within minutes, squad cars were racing through the rain-slick streets toward Pawn Nation, a small shop tucked between a liquor store and an auto repair garage. When officers arrived, the front door was ajar, the security alarm blaring into the night. What they found inside was more than a robbery gone wrong. The crime scene. A nightmare in neon lights. Pawn Nation was dimly lit, the store's fluorescent sign flickering unevenly. Glass display cases had been shattered, their contents, a mix of watches, gold chains, and vintage firearms, scattered across the floor. But the real horror was at the back of the store. 3 bodies lay sprawled near the register, lifeless. A pool of blood had seeped into the tile grout, reflecting the flashing police lights from outside. One of the victims, the store owner, had a gun still clutched in his hand, though it hadn't been fired. And then, in the middle of it all, slumped against the counter, was the caller himself. He was shaking, his hands smeared red, his pupils wide with shock. As officers approached, he looked up and whispered the words that would change everything. It was supposed to be easy. The confession tapes. A killer speaks. When detectives sat Jacob Mercer, the man from the call, in an interrogation room, he was still in a state of shock. His fingers drummed erratically against the steel table as he stared at the one-way mirror. The tape recorder clicked on. Tell us what happened, Jacob. He exhaled slowly, then started. We just wanted the money. That was it. Quick in, quick out. Jacob and his 2 accomplices, Stephen and Danny, had planned the robbery for weeks. Pawn Nation was a small shop, owned by an older man who rarely had security. The plan was simple. Get in, grab what they could, and leave before anyone could react. But something had gone terribly wrong. Danny, he wasn't supposed to have a gun, Jacob continued, his voice cracking. We agreed, no guns, just in and out. But Danny had brought a gun anyway. And when the store owner resisted, he fired. Once, then again. Then chaos erupted. I didn't mean for anyone to get hurt, Jacob whispered. But once it started, it wouldn't stop. Danny lost it. He shot the old man, then Stephen panicked and grabbed the girl. She worked there part-time. She was screaming and then there was more gunfire. And Stephen was down, and Danny was laughing. Jacob broke down, his body racked with sobs. I ran. I didn't even realize I was calling 911 until I heard the dial tone. And then, he looked up, his eyes empty. Then, it was too late. The aftermath. A small town shattered. The confession tape sealed the case. Danny, the trigger-happy accomplice, was found dead at the scene. One of the store owner's final acts was to fight back. Stephen bled out before paramedics arrived. Only Jacob survived, the unwilling witness to a robbery that turned into a massacre. Pawn Nation never reopened. The store remained boarded up for years, a ghostly reminder of that stormy April night. The town, once quiet and safe, was left reeling, grappling with the senselessness of it all. Jacob Mercer was sentenced to life in prison. In his final statement to the court, he echoed the same words from the night of the crime. It was supposed to be easy. But nothing about that night was easy, not for the victims, not for their families. and certainly not for the dispatcher who answered a call she would never forget. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.